both of these. So spaces some of this code out. Because it's three rows down, 3 columns to the right every time. And then we'll go ahead and tell it to print those positions and what is in the array list. Currently nothing, but we can say print array list or by x and by y. So if there is something, it will print x or the record in which we hold, or which that array list holds. The array list is a global function. Unless we want to make changes to it, we don't have to refer to it in that function. Okay, there's a bit of a twist here, just to check, just to help the user map out what is going on. So I'll just copy on this code and explain it. This will represent the columns, and so the user can see where they should place a thing, and this will represent the rows, so the user can see where they are in the game, and where they should place their mark or the X, just to make things easier. The next one is the print, that if statement there, whether to print a blank or to print what is in the actual array. I can actually save time. This code will be available on platforms like on my GitHub account, and I'll post it under this video. So what you see there, obviously the variables aren't the same, so I named this the array list. Let's change some of that. So it will check if this is equal to blank, as we said there. If it's blank, then it'll print just a stroke or an empty dash. Obviously, we want to print these on the same line, since the first run will print that, and then go to the next line and print that, next line and print that. Else it will print whatever is in there. If this is blank, it'll print a dash. Otherwise, it'll print an X or whatever is in the O and O. So that's it for the print board. Took a bit long for my liking, and whether to check whose player's turn it is. This is quite simple. If S is true, then we make the X equal to false to switch the turn. And you'll see how all of this comes together in the main there. Else we make player X to true. Every time it runs that loop, it will check and keep switching until there is a winner. False, it's alternate. There we go. Player X is okay, this obviously requires you to actually check, to compare literary reference apple variable. Let's see, we're having problems. What does it say? Chose namespace X in the outer scope, and the function should be a lowercase. Okay, not really sure what's going on there. But Python, since Python is very forgiving, this probably will run. Give me as much problems in my old tech. um, yeah, so it's pretty much the same thing. Oh, I actually reference, so since we're making changes to these, you'll have to reference that global function in this function. So specify for both the x and player O that you'll be using them and you'll be making changes. So you don't actually need that to make your code leaner and learn quicker. So we won't implement check draw today, but we'll definitely have to check for the wins. As we said, we'll actually check whose turn it is. Turn is true, so we'll check all those possible array lists. So we'll say, for example, player X. If player X is true, we'll check the array list for all the possible columns. Since our arrays start from, since in programming, everything, the count will start, or the indexing will start from 0. We will adjust this just for the users, because we can't just assume every user or every player in the game knows that the computer will start counting from 0. So we'll check in that position if it's equal to x and array. So we're actually looking at the first row there. If all these conditions are met, position x, sorry, position y. There's other ways of methods of doing this, but for me, just to have clarity, I can copy and paste this. Just help ourselves go a little quicker. So if this condition is met, that means I'm complaining a little about these, but generally if you get them right, it will automatically adjust. So we'll go to the next row below that. There we go. Shut that down. So that'll be row 1. We said that this is row 0, this is row 1. And column 1, row 1, column 1, and row 1, column 2, this is row 0, column 1, row 0, column 2, and so on. Let's do our third row. Sometimes it's hard to keep a track of these, but if, for example, you have a map, a layout of a grid, it usually helps just to keep you on track. Here's what my code looks like, which is pretty long, but when you're done, you can just copy and paste that and switch those around. Just to make sure you have everything. Let's copy it from there. Copy it from that OR statement. Okay, maybe not. Let's just copy this next time. I won't be forgiving of that. Because I'm confusing it now. So yes, Python is an indenting language. So You have to keep in check your indentations just for continuity, just for to help ourselves along. Perhaps you could put that colon there and say pass. This way you actually do your execution. In fact, the game will just print out you win. Player S, we win. In this case. Yes, you win. And we'll change the state, game state. Game state will change it to false. Like I said, that might go. The game might keep going. Else it'll check. I'm not done with that. This X checks for the wins, but I'll just copy and paste some of that just to save time for all of us. I change the name of the array though.